rock the car.
I remember late nights eating rice, listening to Travo. Prisoner's perspective, that's the type of shit that I know. Brothers and my cousins spit down, you know how that go. Never prison, but I sat in jail before, that's how this shit go. I understood it's part of the game right from the get-go, but I knew I'd get paid in the game, like I passed go. If money ain't your aim, what you shooting for? Shit, I sold the candy, kept the change back in 94. I've been a hustler for as long as I've been a ball. I'm 32, I need a meal by 34. And 2 years later, I need at least 40 more. I ain't talking shit, no, this ain't no toilet water. I'm just here to bring real back, restore the order. I'm just trying to win fall back, spoil my daughters, and show them what it means to be their biggest supporter. I do this shit for my real niggas like Richard Porter. My stand-up niggas, not you weird rat supporters. You fucking up the culture, that ain't what real is. They need a night out, spike they drink with the Lord is. I'm here to call the real shit, I ain't with the fraud shit. Lay it like a bad bitch, I'll show you what the law is. Nigga talking boss shit, I'll show you how boss is. It's about the wealth shit I can leave for my kids. A couple cribs, some properties, a couple businesses. And plus I gotta have it and it's called dispense. I gotta have it, need cheese like the government. Niggas losing money, keep waiting on the government. Shit, I go and get it, bigger cake like an Edmonds. I let a ball wear proud like a Letterman's. All my niggas real niggas, couldn't ask for better men. All we do is build each other, make each other better men. So about them, I hit your block and Benjamin. We hopping out, K swinging like a pendulum. I'm Mike Epps, nigga, all about the Benjamins. I'm on my horse, Kentucky Derby like Lexington. He always on go, yup, I'm chasing checks again. Moving underground, dipping, dodging like a Mexican. Blowing on the pound, eyes chinky like my Asian friends. Got you niggas sounding like, damn, this nigga spitting shit. Had thoughts of ending it, but fuck a dog, I'm bending shit. Harder than the stealer, and I bust you like I'm Bettis, bitch. Now you niggas catch up, dog, I'm on this fella shit. I'm on some other shit, I should run for president. It can't be that hard if Agent Orange can do the shit. I'm here to shake up the beast, they call me Ludacris. I ain't new to this, nah, dog, been moving shit. I can't quit, nah, dog, I'm too legit. Next great MC, I'm on my hammer shit. Hammers coming, MPs, red beams and ladder clips. Moving like a savage for cabbage, I ain't your average. My legacy is already written, I give you narratives. The writing's all on the wall, but nigga, hear this shit.
Oh man, hold on, Nick. Woo boy. One time they might get from behind the curtain. I don't know. I don't think we can let you behind the curtain. Oh man, the conversations that be happening. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Welcome to A Better Man, where we dedicate our all-male panel to the benefit and it's dedicated to the benefit of men. How's everybody doing today? I'm going tongue-tied, and I ain't even drink yet. Crazy.
Damn shame.
I am one of your hosts, Truth. Introduce my brother from another mother. Jazz, how you doing today? How was your week?
All right. Everything's cool this morning.
There we go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. The other half of True Vibe TV, Mr. Socks, a.k.a. Mr. Jeff Shiz. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. It's a long, hot Sunday, but I'm good.
He got that $25 trillion bottle of water over there, rich-ass motherfucker. And all the way from the ATL, he came to chill with Goddess, and he hung around. And Mr. Tony Williams, how are you today, sir?
What's going on, people? I'm doing good.
Man, you wasn't this low last night, man. Don't make me call.
Hey, listen. I'm new to this, man. Work with me. Speaking to the mic, I got you.
You good. You good. Tell us a little something about yourself. You did last night. How's the ATL compared to New Jersey? And let us know, because we were talking about a little off air. Let us know, the difference in the heat, the humidity.
Yeah, so, not trying to, hit y'all with the super smarts or whatever, but, Georgia's in a subtropical climate, so it's just like that humidity.
Educated motherfucker, but go ahead.
Listen, the humidity hits stronger when you're down there in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? It's like you be outside on a 90-degree weather day for like 10, 15 minutes, you sweating already, off rip. So, that's why a lot of people, before they get in their cars, they got to roll those windows down. They got to set the AC on high. You know what I mean? It's just hot, man. So, And I've been in Georgia majority of my life, you know what I'm saying? Hence the dark skin. So that sun burned me alive.
He was Ray complexion when he first got to the ATL.
Exactly. You know, so
What's good, Frank?
It just hit different, you know. But I love it, man. You know, I love the ATL. I love Georgia. You know, it comes with its pros and cons, but you know,
right.
You just deal with it, keep it moving. You know, live your best life.
So as far as the pros, we want to talk about is the women. Okay. Now, are they real Georgia peaches? You know, like as far as they always say, Georgia has some of the greatest women. We know they got the best strip clubs. We know that. We ain't gonna argue about that.
That's the first time I heard an ass clap was down
there. There you go.
Yes,
they get naked.
Oh, yeah.
They get naked.
Bucky naked.
Yes, sir.
But from an overall, because like I know when I went there for my family reunion, we were in this club and every woman had a 6-pack. They had their hair done, bodies were tight. So was that just like a rare occurrence, or is that how they are on a regular basis?
That's how they be. Like you see, and I think that's how a lot of dudes who go to the strip clubs a whole lot. That's how they recognize them. You know, they see them out like at the Gucci stores, at the malls. You know, all of that stuff. They see them out. It's like you gave me a lap dance the other night. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of the strippers, a lot of times they'll just avoid that mess. But if they know that you coming with that paper, they'll address you.
Right.
Be like, oh, okay, this the dude that tipped me like some $500-$600 last night. Hey, what's going on? Because they know you got that money.
I ain't paying no bitch rent. I don't go for how much I got, but I feel it.
But you would be surprised, man. You know, a lot of these strippers, you know, it's what they do down here. You know, and we was talking about it yesterday because, you know, Brian Kemp, the governor of our state, opened up Georgia because, you know, a lot of the businesses that were closed down weren't making no money. So
right.
It was really just all about the money, him wanting to reopen Georgia, not thinking about the safety of everybody else. So, okay. But it's like I said, you know, some of those strip clubs, I'm not saying all of them, but I guarantee you some of those strip clubs opened up when he wanted to open up Atlanta because that's where a lot of the bread and butter is made, you know, those strip clubs.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So, also they were saying, I got you, Frank, give me 1 second. Is it true that the men stay home and the women work? Because, again, the majority of the men there are gay. Really? So, for the women that are there that want to have a man, they're so scarce that, you know, the women do all the work and the men stay home.
I'll say this. I haven't seen a lot of that, what you're talking about.
Okay.
But what I have seen is you have a lot of dudes, and it's unfortunate that you see it, but you have a lot of dudes who will shack up with a chick, you know, and she'll do the work, you know, like you said, she'll work or whatever, and he stays home. And a lot of times you have dudes, when they stay at home, they'll do like a little hustle or something, you know, just to bring in a few dollars.
Right.
But it ain't like really contributing to the household. Now, for anybody in the ATL that's watching this, if you think I'm putting you on blast, well, shit, I probably am. So it's just unfortunate.
Hey, he did not say your name, and he did not describe
say your name, so
what your boo-boo looked like, so
exactly,
nobody know is you.
Right. But
in that Trans Am. License plates 1, 2, 3, 4.
But I mean, you know, like I said, it's unfortunate that dudes do that, but I think it's even more unfortunate that women put up with it. You know, it's like, what you doing that for?
Well, see, the reason why I love it is because it's the reverse up here. You have a lot of women that want to stay home, and they want the guy to do all the work, and it's not because you know they really are the home wife. You know, as far as cooking and cleaning. Now, we always say staying home is, you know, harder than actually going out and getting a job. But, you know, when you're at a situation where you don't work, but you got nannies and maids or whatever, you're not really taking care of the family. Mm-hmm. And you still want to stay home and, you know, not contribute.
You have to play supervisor, though.
Hey, there we go. There we go. So if us fellas can get it, we good. Go ahead with Frank, please, Jeff.
Shit, where should I start?
I just
First he said define Georgia peaches.
Yeah. So why I think I think I know what it is. You let us know, Tone, why do they call that Georgia peaches?
Because Georgia is well known for its peaches. You
Right.
know, we we grow peaches, and you know we just distribute our peaches, you know, nationwide, worldwide, I'm sure. But and you know, because of the round nature of the peach, you know, we just compare that to the women who
I was
got
about
it
to-
like that.
I was
You know
about to
what I'm
mute his
saying?
mic. You can
Yes,
fuck about
sir.
no peaches and shit.
Yeah.
It was that masses. That's why.
Right, but I'm just saying, it's like that's the state fruit.
Right,
actually.
state of fruit. It's the
Yeah.
shape of a woman's butt.
Right, exactly.
A firm
So
butt.
it just went. It was a perfect. It was a perfect combination. So
Yes, it is.
yeah, man, and that's what it is. And you got a lot of them down there, like especially in the city. You'll see a decent amount of them in like heavily populated metro areas.
Yeah.
Right.
But in the city,
Dime a dozen.
Yeah.
So and okay.
After that, he said after being in Texas and Georgia, he hates New Jersey strip clubs, drive-through strip clubs. Did I do drive-through strip clubs? I'm
Not
doing
that I
down
know
there.
of.
I was like, I ain't seen
I
any
forgot
down
what
there.
I forgot what state they did it in.
That
They
was
did have
Texas.
that.
That's the South. Texas be the same. Cough, cough. Dominican women need to stay home. What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
But, all right.
If Frank trying to get cut, that's what that probably is.
Pretty
or
much.
whatever. Oh man. Well, thank you for coming up and hanging out with us again.
Absolutely.
Staying in his $3,000 a night hotel room.
I remember one time I went down south. Looking through the bus windows. What the fuck these motherfuckers? They're all laid back, chilling. As soon as the bus door opens, now I know why. They're
Yeah.
gonna overheat.
Yeah.
They die.
Yeah.
Listen, like you can't live in the state of Georgia without AC. Like if your career is like HVAC,
Oh,
come to Georgia
yeah.
or
Yeah,
anywhere in the
you'll
South.
make
Come
good
to-
money.
You're gonna
Yeah.
make great
Good money.
money.
Yeah.
Especially
Great
Texas, you'll live like a king.
How
They
people
cannot.
work outside. They're
Yeah, they cannot because
like,
like
road workers and shit.
Oh,
I don't know how they do
absolutely.
it.
even like Louisiana, you know, like I spent a couple of years there, so the summer is unbearable, but in the winter it does get cold. But you have certain states that okay, winter in Texas is like maybe 85, or something like that. So you still need that AC going on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I think they call them swamp coolers down there.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there's no humidity. You can't use regular air conditioning. You have to, off topic, whatever. They use these things called swamp coolers, where it's basically it's a fan blowing through a wet sponge.
They got those in they have those in the warehouse.
They only
never
have
heard
them,
of
yeah,
that.
they only have them in like Arizona and stuff like that, and
God
Texas.
damn.
Probably dealing with that dry heat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
With a regular air conditioner.
Man, put that on mute.
Got
You're
you.
dinging
My
on the show.
fault,
Rich
my
people
fault.
shit. But no, it's cool, man. We're gonna go down there one time. We'll probably bring the whole show down there. It'll be fun, so we can see the peaches and
I don't
see.
miss that heat, man. I'm not missing my family in Augusta.
Yeah, we'll be in the AC in the
Kill.
building or something.
Absolutely.
Now I do know we went to Las Vegas, and unfortunately it was summertime, and it was 135 degrees at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, literally. No exaggeration. That shit don't believe in fucking clouds.
You know what I mean? I was like, at
was bad.
night?
Hey,
Are you serious? Oh man! All right, y'all. You know how we always start the show off. We got a good one for you today, but we got to get as much information we can from Jeff. Jeff, what do you have for us today?
We are exactly at the same spot we were
Same
last.
spot? Okay.
Same spot. Everybody keep a lookout for the second stimulus check. Like I said, the Senate is not in action. They still taking their time, dragging their feet, waiting to come back. More talk of if you're making over $40,000 that it will not be granted to you.
If you make over 40,
Yeah,
That's
wow.
It's poverty level.
40.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's still
Well, they do the average, so you got to remember all those the middle of America.
Right.
They make a lot less than us. So you know,
Still
like
broke.
they're yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, but
Because
you
you're a
can,
broker don't mean shit.
but it brings down our numbers. Goddamn it!
you
It
just
brings
missed
down
it by
that
$5.
shit.
You just
Yeah.
missed. And see if you went and did that overtime 2
Yeah,
weeks.
seriously.
you would
Yeah,
have
don't
been
play.
good.
That's how the government be
Man,
too.
that they should be ashamed of themselves. 40 grand.
Yeah, man. Over 40 grand, it looks like you're not gonna get it. They're only trying to pay people who are not working. They're trying to pay that out. So I don't know how much of a stimulus is going to be. If you ask me, I think they're going to hold off on paying it out till close to the election. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Trump trying to get those last minute votes.
And that's what it's going to be.
exactly what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
course.
Look what I did for you.
Bible Belt
Come vote
votes.
for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was like I was telling somebody else. Don't think that just because Trump came with this stimulus package that any other president wouldn't have done the same thing.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
You know,
You're
Probably,
absolutely
yeah,
right.
yeah.
You're absolutely
because you know Trump doing this, thinking he doing something for the black community, and I don't know why he and his camp think that Trump is the best thing for black people. I'm like, but have you heard the shit that he says
right. Exactly.
about us constantly? And then, who in their right mind honestly thinks that white supremacist groups are actual good people? That's a choice. That's a choice.
Thank you.
You choose to be a part of that shit. You're not born racist. So if you choose to be that way, how are they in any way, shape, form, or fashion good people? You wouldn't call a serial killer a good person. Oh, he just made a bad decision one day. All right, cool. Tell that to the
Repeatedly.
family members who are suffering because they lost a family member.
Right, right.
So I ain't trying to hear all that.
I feel you.
Absolutely
I
right.
feel you.
Man.
So, those individuals who have been living the last couple of months off of unemployment will be getting another stimulus
Well,
check.
don't forget the 600, the extra 600
When
runs
does it
out
stop?
this month.
It stops this month.
Yep, the
That's
Boy,
what-
they
25th.
gonna
that's
be
what
some
I heard.
crying motherfuckers.
The 25th it runs out this month. The HUD, the extension for evictions runs out this month.
Woo!
And taxes are due this week, kids. 15th. Get your shit right.
Boy.
1, 2, and 3. Let's go.
And people still dying, but they're gonna make sure they push certain things due.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad, man.
And just keep your heads up, keep your eyes open.
Want to send the
Again,
kids to school too, but yet the
I-
people
I don't-
they're-
yeah.
they're letting people out of prison because it's unsafe, but they want to send kids back to school.
I think that's the states don't want to lose the funding, and I think this is why they're trying to force kids back into. But yeah,
No, I'm just saying, like, and 45 has the nerve to threaten people
Yeah, that's what
to
I'm saying.
cut funding if you don't send kids back to
Yeah.
school.
but
But
see,
wait a
that,
minute.
see it was, that's what he wants to do, to force kids. But the moment one child gets it, and what they fail to realize is kids can't stay away from each other.
They can't.
They're
can't,
not going to
'cause they
stay
got
away
friends.
from each other.
They got
Let
friends.
one
They're always
person,
picking their nose,
yeah,
person this,
let
person
one
that.
child go in a classroom with it to be around. Next thing you know, half the school got it, and then God forbid, let a couple of them kids die.
Right.
It's fucking over. Like
It's over with.
the lawsuit that they'll be hit with.
Right.
Well, that's why I always question what the college is gonna do. And now you hear the Ivy League's gonna do half remote, half this, and I'm like, all right, so then that means the regular college is gonna follow suit too.
and a lot of Division I schools haven't made the decision on
I
what
was
they're
just
going
about to
do yet.
say, yeah.
That's too much money.
It's
I
way
mean,
too
to like,
much
cause
money.
look at like most schools, like FDU, right where we're at, because the kids go to FDU.
Yeah.
They're trying to force the kids back to school, but they won't let them stay in dorms.
So where they going?
So exactly.
Where they going?
But they want it's so expensive to go to that school that they want that tuition so bad.
But they don't care where you go to lay your head.
No.
What if it's
They
like
don't really. No.
50 billion miles away?
They don't
So
care.
this is how
Come to
like
class.
it's instead of them like schools like what was it the online schools Phoenix or whatever,
Yeah.
whose curricula is already structured
Yeah.
online is gonna make a freaking killing.
That's why I
Absolutely.
said if a lot of them were already accredited, they're like, come on in. You ain't got to go nowhere. Just sign on up.
1,000,001. 1 million. Boy, we over 1,000% this month.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Sad.
to try to force there just to keep getting those government funding, and I understand, and I think a lot of this boils down to the fact that the people who actually own that land the government won't give those people a break, so those people can give the people
is
who
what's
are
happening.
renting that land or whatever the situation is the same type of break.
Which is what's happening. Yeah, yeah. It's not passing down. Our governor here is crying broke. He already put some of the state workers on furlough.
Yeah.
So they trying to, he already making plans saying we ain't gonna have enough of this, and the cops got to go here, and the teachers got to pull back. And I'm like, this gonna work in their favor, huh? Because the more they do remote learning, well, we really don't need all these teachers,
Right.
do we? Because that means he could cover 10 classes. He could do 2 videos, play them back to back, You know what I'm saying? And then
Yes, sir.
being live for the rest of the 5 classes.
Exactly.
You know what I think is the real, because for us individuals who are in the less wealthy areas, they could give two shits about that
Oh,
schooling.
hands down.
But the fact that the elite are in the same boat that we are, and they don't want to do that, they could care if they don't
Yep.
want to give you great teachers in the first place, so they don't care if you're doing online learning. But
Yep.
for those upper echelon schools where tuition every semester is $25,000,
Yep.
those are the schools that are really these Ivy League schools are really gonna suffer.
Yep.
But again, you have to come up with some kind of format. I don't care if you go to school all year round. Forget summer break. Hey, we don't have no breaks no more.
They
you
tried
have
to
school
do
every day.
that a while ago. I remember maybe about 10 years ago, New Jersey was trying to propose that. Why
I
don't we do
remember
that?
that.
Yeah,
I
and then they
remember
tried to
that.
make it. They tried to make it a thing because they was like, well, we could do like Japan. We'll send the
Oh,
schools we'll send them a couple hours a day. They'll go completely year round.
Now you say a couple of hours a day,
Yeah.
whereas Japan goes normal school hours every single day.
Right. But they were trying to work it out.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we'll do it this couple of days, maybe do Saturday or whatever. But they were real funky with it.
Right.
Especially up here. But then they shot that whole thing down.
Well, because they want
Okay.
the kids in the malls on the weekend spending money.
Exactly.
You
And
know,
then on top of that, is when does the graduation happen? Like where's the next level?
Right.
know.
Right.
All the hotels are
But
suffering.
you know what?
Exactly.
But when you think about it, America has a lot of entertainment industries. I'm talking about your Disney Worlds, Great Adventures, you name
When
it.
will they have time
And
to
then,
do all of that?
exactly. If I gotta go to school 6 days a week, you're bugging. The kids can't get up and go without a
If you
2-month
thought
vacation.
weekend traffic was bad just on a normal day, it's finna be bullshit.
Like you couldn't
If-
instead of Disney
Speak
World, it'd be
that,
Disney
Man, I'm
Block.
telling you.
Exactly.
It'd be a block.
I'm talking about Saturdays and Sundays just full of traffic, just trying to get your kids out to do something
You're
Right,
You're
because
right.
there's no summer breaks.
right,
You're right.
That's scary.
Yeah, man.
That is definitely scary. But
knows, man?
I know a lot of parents were saying they will not be sending their kids to school in September.
And who can argue with it?
You can't. And then they're also flirting with this, trying to force people to take the euthanize, and how the Gates family is, send them niggas in there first. Let's see what happened with them.
They already started in Africa.
I said,
Yeah, it's sad. They started.
let's see
though.
what happened to them
Why they
niggas
want to treat
first.
us like guinea pigs?
Yeah.
It was funny how she said, let's start. The excuse was the population. Let's start because of the population of the less fortunate. No, you get your ass up there
Why don't they
first.
try the vaccines first?
Thank you. Now they want to see how we do.
Nah.
We
Nah,
did syphilis. What else we did? A couple other ones we did besides syphilis. We good.
Try it on the rich people who got money. Therefore, if they get sick or the vaccine don't work, they got the money.
Oh no, you know they're gonna
Right,
put the money
right.
towards to get that fucking
Exactly.
cure. Yeah.
But we broke folks. You want to try it on us, okay? But what happens if it don't work? Now we still got the disease,
And you're not gonna know until 5-6 years down the line,
I'm
especially
saying.
those individuals start having kids.
and then what happens if it's incurable? So now we sick with it, and there's nothing that can
Right,
be done.
right.
But because we black and we ain't got no money, you want to try it on us.
And that's
first.
why they
All
do
right,
it.
Fuck y'all.
You
All
know?
right, cool.
Yeah, for Frank Tuskegee. Gonorrhea. Yeah, gonorrhea
yeah.
and
Tuskegee
syphilis.
experiment.
Yeah, syphilis and gonorrhea. They tried on us
Yeah, man.
just to see how it would
That was
affect.
some horrible disease. And
But
not-
that's what I
it's
thought
not-
about
it's
when
not
they
just
opened up
sniffles.
Georgia. That was the
Jesus
first thing I
Christ.
thought about. I was like, oh, the governor just letting the whole big Tuskegee experiment run through. Huh?
You
Like,
know,
no, thank you.
and I feel bad for our mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms, because she actually tested positive.
Yeah.
But she was so against everything that our governor did that she tried her best to keep the whole, like social distancing, staying at home,
Yeah.
keeping spots closed. She did her best to protect as much of Atlanta as she could.
Right.
Did she do
But-
it back to phase 1?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
that's because of 2 Chainz opening them fucking restaurants with them big booty bitches. Now here we got a couple of restaurants down there and they're all
Right.
packed.
Right. So, but again, just Brian Kemp, man, it's just all about the money with him. So, and listen, I'm not gonna blame all of it on Brian Kemp reopening Atlanta, but at the same time, because people got to understand, yeah, even if your favorite, restaurants, your favorite
Mm-hmm.
places of interest, they could reopen, but do you feel safe going over there? And that's a simple question to ask yourself, because if you don't feel safe going there, then don't go. You're not obligated to go just because it says open.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Stay your ass at home.
Well, I think it's I always said the fact that when we were in winter, it was cool. But the moment that weather start to creep up and start to get warm, motherfuckers is gonna flock outside. They're gonna do something. They're gonna want to be apart. They're not social distancing. If you are gonna be around people, and that's not in a confined, trusted space, keep your mask on.
And the other problem with that is, because this happened, COVID, it really hit in America like what, late February, early March?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So from March until the time Brian Kemp reopened Atlanta, that was like what, 2-3 months of just being secluded,
2
staying at
months,
home.
yeah.
Essential workers, only ones that's leaving to go out
Yep.
and do stuff. So it's like people after what, 2-3 months, you tired of staying at home? I get it, but just because he opens up Atlanta, don't mean you got to go out.
Yeah, man.
And
you saw the line.
That's where the spike happened.
Yep.
The spike increase.
They
Now,
sure-
I don't believe the numbers that they put on the news saying thousands of people got infected. How do y'all know thousands of people? But anyway, I'm not going there. I don't necessarily believe the numbers, but I do believe the increase in COVID because again, people are they're being reckless. And
Right.
We ain't even gonna talk about the state of Florida.
Well, did you see the photo of that beach? That was scary. I mean, there was no kind of excuse me space. Everybody was legitimately all on top of each other, sweating, and that's really how people were getting it from, your glands and saliva and sweat.
Airborne disease.
Yeah.
And you're going to the
No
beach.
mask on the beach.
No
Nah, I'm
mask.
good.
Nothing.
Well, how do you feel about the bubble then? Because they're already reporting some of the other people coming down with it in the bubble, like with the NBA when they do it in Florida.
Oh, in Orlando.
Well, no, they
Yeah,
tested
yeah.
them. All right, so there's 320 some players,
Yeah.
or 34, 24, 34, but only 9 tested positive before they got there.
Right.
So when they get there, they're going to keep them secluded.
Right, but they got to keep testing everyone else around.
Yeah, everyone else around them.
workers,
but they got the
the-
one that can
everybody.
tell you in a couple of hours. So
I
those
hope.
only people who are approved. I forgot how often they're going to test, but they're going to test it to where those people only approved, and they're going to keep testing over and over again. But I guarantee you, they're going to be the most watched game TV event
believe it.
ever, because people ain't got shit to do, nothing to do, and you're saying you're going to have 4 games going at one time. Some are
like
going
that.
to be broadcast or whatever. Other people, they're going to be other stuff. You know how we do, Jeff. We going to see everything. I don't know how about y'all, but we going to see it. Rachel, we going to see everything. I don't think Tone's on it. He ain't going to be able to see it. But we'll be able to see all that stuff. But, you knew they were going to come up with something. These, they ain't going to lose but so much money.
Like, I
And
don't
then
know.
even with baseball, they have a 60 games.
Oh, now I want to see every game now.
Right.
163 games is way too much. But if you break it down to 60 games, I'm all over it like white on rice.
Right.
I want to see every game.
Now, there was almost no season because the owners couldn't come to an agreement.
Right.
Because
Well, that was the-
players didn't want to play.
No,
Or it had something to do with how much money they were going to get paid.
Right.
Yes.
That,
Due
it
to
was,
the
it was,
fact
it was
that
the
they weren't gonna
percentage.
play through this
They wanted them to
COVID.
take a third. I think at first, the first proposal was to take I think it was a 55% cut.
I think it was 60%.
Was 60, and I
so.
think they wanted them to come into a 35%.
That shit hurt.
Something like that. Yeah.
That shit
well-
hurt. Because you know what it is? I'm entertaining the world now. For you want me to risk my life, step away from my family, go into this weird bubble, wherever the hell it is, right? Because I'm going to be secluded from everyone else. We giving these doctors and nurses, and God bless them, hazard pay.
$1,300
I'm not getting
an
hazard
hour.
pay to entertain the world.
Yeah.
I know I'm
and
making
it's
over
what I'm
a good amount of 6 figures.
Great point.
But come on, bro.
Great
because
point.
as soon as the person giving me my sandwich coughs on my joint, and then I catch it, and I'm out there batting, and I fall out, and now they're like, "Oh, you infected the field or something." You get it right or
Real
wrong.
talk. Real talk.
Y'all saw the food they was feeding to do the NBA. Well, who put the pitch out? Homie was like, "What is this?" I was like, "I can't get mad."
Yeah.
You up eating Blue Fountain and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I can't get mad.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I'm like, you expect me to change the way that I was living and the way you got me adjusted to living. to entertain the world now,
To make you money.
to make you guys money, right? Continue
cut
this
my money.
season,
And do you want to cut my check?
and cut my check, or now I got to do work for a third.
Because we're not playing as many games.
Which makes no
Nothing
sense.
to do with me.
point.
But
Right.
you made a great point.
Exactly.
You made a
You
great
know,
point.
I mean,
And then now with the NFL, it doesn't seem like it seems like the only thing the NFL is doing is giving team owners the the wherewithal to do what they want to do with how they fill up the stadiums, stadium
Okay.
capacity.
I
so wait, they still doing? They're gonna do people in the stadiums.
yeah, they want to
But
do
they want to
six,
give
6
full
feet.
control to the owners how they want to do it.
Well, I
how
mean,
they
if
want
it's
it.
a grouping of I think it'll be 6 feet from that.
Yeah.
But I don't think you'll crowd people in there. Now we'll give them credit; they suspended the entire preseason
Well, it's down
because
to
they didn't
games.
want they suspended the whole thing
Oh, they did.
because they didn't want teams traveling
Okay.
for preseason games. So no one watched preseason games. So again, we're talking about ratings. If you're gonna get sick, we want you to get sick for real game, not pretend game where we're only gonna have 20,000 people watching. We want you to get sick when 30 million people are watching. It's okay then. So they suspended all 4 preseason games. They suspended the what do you call it? The
Hall of Fame
game. So their whole thing is it'll be week 1 and you'll be good to go. So it'll have to be just practice and within house, and then game 1 we're ready to go. So the big part again would be how would you put the fans in the stands, and not only that, how would you work the refreshments out? Now Atlanta is one of the few stadiums, and I give y'all guys credit for that, where you can get a grade A hot dog for $5.
Yeah.
They have
'Cause-
the most cost-effective a stadium in all of the other 32 teams.
Because one thing that the owner, Arthur Blank, and he's the owner of the team, not the stadium, but one thing he drove the point across is if we're going to charge the fans what we charge them for seats, we don't want to overprice them for the food and drinks.
Okay.
So new stadium, because normally with a new stadium, it comes with a high price everything. Because if you got money to come to our stadium
Guess
and
who
watch
just
games,
went up 20%?
you know what I'm saying? But so I rocks with him for his decision on that because you have a lot of
like
people.
I said, it's grade A product. It's not like it's
Yeah, it's not that
We're gonna
bullshit.
get that bullshit ass hot
Yeah, it's not
dog.
that
No,
bullshit.
you get
Nah,
grade A
man.
beef, grade A hot dogs,
Right.
soft drinks. Everything is under $5.
Right.
Now, if you want a steak, you ain't getting no motherfucking steak $5. Stop it, people.
not at all.
But if you
But-
want a hot dog, hamburger,
But that ain't bad.
you could
No,
go
it's
there
not-
with
it's not
you
bad
could
at
go there
all.
with $50 and be able to feed your family.
Yeah.
Now, $50 at MetLife will probably get you 2
Dude.
beers and a pretzel.
That'll get you through the door, baby. If
Yeah,
that,
I'm saying.
after the ticket, like
half the program, give you a quarter. We're gonna
yeah.
chop that half right there, and hopefully that's the half you need.
the $50 to the parking. Get it.
Not real- But what stadium? One of the stadiums was the Patriots. They
Gillette
suspended.
Stadium.
They suspended paid parking for the entire all home games.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know if other teams are gonna follow suit, because you know a lot of you figure if you can seat 60,000, whatever it is, 30, 40,000, and
Well, that-
even if you have 35, 40,000 fans paying $50, $60 per parking spot, it's a good piece of change. Especially
Now-
Kansas City. Y'all paying for parking. They just get that motherfucker damn near $1 zillion. Y'all
Right.
paying for parking.
Right. Now, I don't know how much that would affect our stadium here in Atlanta because we use the MARTA system. So the MARTA's going to get hella business because
Okay.
you're going to have people coming from all the way outside of the metro area getting on the northernmost train stop and ride that thing all the way down till they get to the stadium. And down from east, west,
Yeah.
south,
That makes
all of
sense,
that
yeah.
coming to.
Yeah.
So parking, parking is still an issue regardless because you have people who are closer into the city. They're going to be the ones that get up 6, 7 in the morning. Whether it's tailgating to park for the the paid parking spots or to actually go into the stadium for the games. But so the parking is still going to be an issue. But again, our MARTA system actually helps. You know what I'm saying for people
cool.
coming outside of the city in. You know what I'm saying? So
They were saying 80 people, Frank. They were going to extend it to 80. I don't know how much they're actually going to take it to the season. I don't know. Because there are a lot of players that try to find a job with the preseason games, what they play, surprise some teams. Those are a lot of the players that are going to suffer without having those preseason games. So I'm not sure how they're going to do those. But keep your eyes open. All right, let's get into today's topic. We want to talk about the pros and the cons of open relationships. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because of the famous situation that's going now between Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Augustina. So I got two
Nothing
videos.
but an entanglement.
Hey, I got 2 videos. I want to play those. They're real short. One's 3 minutes. The other one's a minute. And we'll come back. We'll talk about it, and then we'll talk about 3 pros and 3 cons to actual having an open relationship. So we're gonna get into the 2 videos, and we'll be right.
Are you
back.
ever jealous of the love Jada had for Tupac?
Oh fuck yeah!
I know you
Oh
say
my
no.
god, that dude. Let me, and you know, and that was in the early days.
Yeah.
That was in the early days, and it was like, that was a big regret for me too, because I could never open up to interact with Pac, you know, and because we had a little bit of a thing, right? Because you know, they grew up together, and you know they loved each other, but they never had that, you know, they never had a sexual relationship, but they had come into that age where now that was a possibility, and then Jada was with me, you know, so you know Pac had a little thing on that, but she just loved him like he was the image of perfection, but she was with the Fresh Prince, you know, so it was like I never could, like, even we were in a room together a couple times, I couldn't speak to him, you know, and you know he wasn't going to speak to me if I wasn't going to speak to him.
Really?
But,
It seemed like y'all would have so much in common.
no, that's what Jada would say all the
Yeah.
time. She was
Right.
like, "I'm telling you, y'all are so similar. You will love him." And I just never, you know, that was a huge regret of mine. I just didn't. I couldn't handle it. You know, I was the soft rapper from Philly, and he
Right.
was Pac.
Right.
You
Well,
know
at least
what
he
I
didn't
mean?
do a diss song about you or nothing.
I know,
That would've
right?
been awful.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I was deeply insecure, and just I wasn't man enough to handle that relationship.
So how
They
do you
gotta
get
go.
over
They
that?
gotta go, guys. So last question.
My last
I
question.
just saved you, Will. I
know.
just saved you. I just
I'm out
saved
of,
you.
we out of the relationship
No,
stuff.
no.
Do either one of y'all feel like y'all got something to prove?
Now?
No.
Yeah, right now.
I don't feel like I have anything to prove, but I'm not finished. I feel like I got so much more to do.
Because Will, they give you a lot of shit. Like they talk about a cold.
When Og first came around, he was really sick.
He was really,
know.
really sick, yeah.
And the outpouring for him from our family was initially about his health.
Yeah. And I mean, we found all those different resources, you know, to help pull him through. And from there, you know, you and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided.
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah. We
Marriages
basically-
have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we basically, we broke up.
We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time, and you go figure out how to make yourself happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy.
Well, at that particular point in time, it was indefinite.
Yeah, I really felt like we could be over. you
Yeah,
know?
no,
And-
we were over.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, you know,
No, I think they were over.
Huh?
I think they were over.
You think they were over?
And this just like it was a cover up. They stay together for the kids.
You think so?
But
Okay.
Rich, you know, doesn't matter.
but stay together for the kids. But what? Majority of them about grown almost, ain't it?
Now, I'm
Jada's
talking about
grown.
back then at that time.
Well,
That was, like, 10 years
Will's
ago.
oldest, obviously, he's a grown ass man.
Yeah.
At that time, I think Willow was still 16, 15.
Yeah.
The other son
Actually,
was about
Will
19?
Will has a son from another relationship.
Yeah,
From
who's
his first
older,
marriage.
older, the
His
oldest
first
one.
marriage.
Yeah.
So he has 2 grown kids. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all his kids are adults now.
Yeah.
So the question I want to ask first, how do you guys feel about the Augusta thing? Do you think he told the truth, or do you think he maybe exaggerated a little as far as what happening with them finally admitting that something did happen after the denial for years? And the fact that he came out and said that Will gave him his blessing.
No.
You guys believe? What side of the fence you guys are sitting on?
No.
So you don't. What do you believe?
I believe she just fucked him. No permission given.
So you think Will didn't know?
Unless he's one of those swinger freaks. No, I don't believe it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Even if you're separated legally, you still don't want your wife to fuck somebody until you're divorced.
Okay.
And even then, you don't want. I mean, obviously, if you're divorced, you got to do it yourself. But fuck, man, no freaking way.
Okay.
Jada was just a street hoe. Wanted to fucking scratch her itch, and she got it scratched.
To the mic. Closer.
And she wanted her itch scratched, and she got it scratched. That's all.
Oh shit.
Okay. Okay. Jump in, fellas. What do you guys think? Either one. You believe August as far as the permission? Do you think it was a stretch? What?
I mean, I don't know, man. Cause
Tone like he's gonna see them to next week, so he don't want to talk.
I'm gonna be on red table after this. Hold up.
Listen, I mean, I thought it was just kind of messy for August to open his mouth in the beginning.
Definitely.
Like, bro, what are you doing? So, and then now for Jada to come out and try to clear up the whole situation, in my opinion, I just kind of thought she made it a little more cloudy. You know, like.
So you think she didn't help it?
Yeah,
She made it
I don't-
worse.
yeah, I don't
I
think
definitely
she
have more questions.
Yeah,
'Cause check this out.
exactly. Because
Everybody
again,
does.
when you try to clear something up, and all you get in return are more questions from the people who you're trying to get to
Yeah.
understand.
You're trying to clarify everything.
Exactly.
Too. Right.
You know, so again, I'm looking at August funny, like, bro, seriously. But then I'm also looking at Jada like, girl, seriously. Like,
Yeah.
you couldn't explain that any better. You know, or you couldn't try to clarify this any better. And I'm a huge Will Smith fan, as far as his acting, Fresh Prince, one of my favorite all-time sitcoms. So I'm always a big fan of his, and I'm just looking at him like, you got to be the strongest motherfucker in Hollywood right now to be putting up with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, man. I mean, and it's not to say that Jada is. There's nothing ugly about Jada. Jada Smith, she was a lot of dudes' crushes from back in the day in the 90s.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Physically, I don't think. Well, go ahead, and I'll go.
I mean, because it's
I'm
like,
gonna tear both
like,
their asses down.
The movie, what was that movie? Not Jason's Lyric, but even though she was hot in that one too, but Woo, that movie.
Remember that?
Yeah.
she's
I'm
right
just
now.
like, I remember that movie. I'm just like, good Lord of mercy.
Yeah, the
But-
adult Jada.
Exactly. So, and it's just like, I don't. Go ahead, man. I don't.
You know what? I believe August when he came out and said that, because you know why? When they had a picture of them on the red carpet together, of him and her. Now people go as friends sometimes. Red carpets, whatever. We hanging out. My man was a little too comfortable with the hand around the waist.
Yeah, I saw that picture.
And he was happy, like his parents got his ass a Lamborghini on his first day. He got his license. You know what I mean? He was like, I'm cooling, I'm good. And when he said that on the other interview to Angela Lee, yo, man, I done found love. I could die. I'm good. I said, you just got turned out. I said,
Yeah,
you know,
that basically.
you got turned out.
Basically.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I can't knock him.
But to another man's wife, you got turned out.
But that's the problem between her and Will. Which
I get that part, but I'm just saying.
Which she shouldn't have done that red table talk with him, because Will's body language to the
Thank
words he was
you.
saying
His
was
eyes.
completely different.
Yes.
Entanglement, that's what we calling it? All right, so entanglement, that y'all was tangled, you right.
You can
only
tell
you
he was
can make
holding
you
back.
happy.
He wanted to see you, bitch. So
He
bad.
wanted to cuss
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
He wanted to cuss out.
And I done told you this shit would catch up. You get what I'm saying? Look, she found somebody who was sloppy, but then here's the main key. They say he was introduced to the family and he had mental health issues or whatever it was, and we done found 10 different ways to treat the boy. So I'm like, did you take advantage of this motherfucker? See, that's why I said I got more questions. I'm like, oh shit, did you just like statutory rape him? I don't even know about the age or whatever. How old
And
he
then
was,
mind
but
you,
you get what I'm saying?
He
I'm
was
like,
like
what
20,
the fuck did
21,
you do?
19, something like that.
And
He
then
was over 18.
Okay, but I'm saying like
No, I understand where you're going.
did you
with
take
it.
advantage? That's what
Right,
that's the word.
right.
Did you take advantage of this motherfucker?
And
But
then-
that's what I'm. Hey,
And then mind you, how long has August Alsina been famous? He ain't even been famous that long.
no, he wasn't famous at that time. No, when he came to the
He had a
Forest.
couple of tracks
He
out.
wasn't.
I mean, it wasn't like
He wasn't like
it
he was now.
It's not
Hit
like it's
single.
now, but he did have a couple of tracks out that were making some traction. Like his career is obviously bigger now
Yeah.
than it was back then, but it wasn't like it was me performing and nobody knew who I was. He had a little teeny type of like a mosquito buzz,
Right.
But
And
he
mind
still had
you,
some kind of buzz.
This was in 2016 when he had that buzz.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, because I don't remember him before then. So it had to have been 2016, maybe 17 when he first started, popping or whatever.
Right.
So.
Right.
And I don't follow the man's career religiously or nothing, so I'm really just guessing. But I'm thinking it was around 2016 or 17 when he first came out. So
God has just texted, and I'll say it.
What's up?
Now she was saying she's having issues with the track. I told her just text it to me, and I'll
Okay.
say it. All right, so y'all go before I take both of these motherfuckers down.
Look, he was right. I got to give him credit when credit was due. I mean, now was this part of his rollout so people get attention to his song during this time?
Now, mind you,
and his
this
album that just came out.
This came out right after he
I gotta
dropped
give-
that 27 track album.
I gotta give him credit. Maybe he did use this for this time, but at the same time, we all know don't mess with no crazy chick. They come back to haunt you. So vice versa. You get what I'm saying? Whatever it is, and I believe that's one of the main issues that Will has with the problem. I told you not to do him. You could have did anybody else. You could have found you with another adult. You know what I'm saying? And live life on a live long day or whatever it was. But you messed with something sloppy that now we had to come back and pay the piper for. It's really bad. That's bad. But now, I got no more questions.
August, you couldn't find another chick to do this with?
Bro, you wouldn't miss the opportunity if Jada came and gave you
I
some.
wouldn't miss the
That's what I'm
opportunity.
You can't hate on August. You'll be like, well, excuse me, fellas. I'm going to see y'all later.
Like, I literally grew up saying, that's like making good offering niggas some pussy. I ain't turning that shit
Down,
down.
like, yeah, well,
No.
if Will said okay, let's go.
Making good is the official pure
Absolutely.
body, face, ass, and titties
Absolutely.
shorty from
Absolutely.
day one.
Come on.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. All right, so here's my take on it. I believe they've always had that open relationship,
I can see that.
which helped their marriage go from that point. But yes, there was a point where Jada removed her ring,
Yes.
but that was in 2014, 2015. I ain't mistaken. Gotta remember we did the story about it on the other company,
Okay.
and she didn't meet August till 17. So that wasn't the time they were going through that problem or that issue.
That could have been the start of it, and then we don't know where he was at in the background.
So I believe this started, which is why I played the whole Tupac thing. Jada has had these traits from day one.
Yeah.
So kind of like, earlier when we were talking about R. Kelly. Because the one thing I say about R. Kelly is you knew who he was when he married a 15-year-old Aaliyah. We
Yeah,
just
facts.
supported his career because he put out
Facts.
good music.
Yeah, he was talented, right?
You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right.
So, as how you're talking about Jada, she's been this way, but we still support her because she's
Right,
an actress,
right.
she's good
and
looking.
that's
And all
I don't want to
to
compare the two, but I look at it from as far as look at Erykah Badu. Like every nigga that smashed is fucking back shit crazy. Common went and had motherfucking therapy repeatedly
Andre
over that shit.
he don't wanna
Andre
drop
stopped
another
eating
album.
pork, stopped going to strip club.
You don't want to drop no more. You don't want to drop an album.
Yeah, you know
That
what
nigga
I
sitting in
mean?
airports, not even flying. Somebody called him in the
Closer to the
airport.
mic so we can hear.
She sells incense odor of her own vagina.
And it's sold out. It's sold out in 5 minutes.
She's nuts. She's crazy.
But the
she
fact is,
drops
first,
great
she's
music.
beautiful, and
Yeah.
a lot of people didn't know she had that body underneath because she
her
always
ass
used to wear
is
those loose
fat.
clothing.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you saw his face. He from Georgia.
Bad, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
So, but then you take that and then the mystique of her, and it's not like it happened one or two guys. Every single guy that deals with Erica goes batshit crazy.
I forget who her first.
Andre he changed religions for pussy.
I don't. Who was Erica's first baby daddy? Because I think Andre was the second, and then
I think Andre is the first.
Because I know
Jay Electronic is
he
the
was
second.
the last. No, he was the last.
He's last of
Yeah.
but that nigga
Jay
changed
got a
religions
baby
too.
by her?
Jay
Yeah,
Electronica.
yeah.
Whoa.
That nigga's ready to change religions too. So it's just like it's something about it. So that's why I say like Jada always had that like okay, she's small, she got this little frame, but she just had that sex appeal.
Yeah.
Like she was I guess a less body, maybe a little more sexy, but not as attractive as Halle Berry.
And that voice though.
Right, and
Yep,
that
and the
that
eyes,
sexiness
the cut,
draws you in
everything,
way more than
everything.
Pretty does.
Yeah.
So to me, she always had that trait, and that's why I wanted to play. Did you see Will's face when you talked about Tupac? And this motherfucker is on the #1 show, podcast, whatever you want to call it, morning show. They got plaques there all over the place. And the looks at fuck yeah. Like he was just super honest. Like how could you not feel uncomfortable around that? But this is yours, but you still feel uncomfortable being around it, but she keeps putting you in that situation.
I'm gonna tell you this, because I was in a similar situation like that too, because that dude always looked like he can go back. He said, "Nah, they wasn't fucking because she was with the prince." I was like, "Nah, nigga, that nigga ain't give two fucks." I said, "At least once." Or whatever the complicated thing is,
Right.
but that's like he can always go back. I can call your girl no matter what. You in the hospital? Yo, Jada, come through. Okay, I got to go, baby.
Yeah.
I have a control. I have
They
a
have
control
that.
over it. Yes.
I could, all right.
like,
If you go
nah,
through hell and
ain't
hot
cool.
water with a person, that person will have some kind of hold bond on you.
Right.
And I think somebody went through something. And people had to remember the late Tupac, Moms was a substance abuser.
Right.
And he went through a lot of things. And Jada went through a lot of things too. And you go through a lot of things together. Somebody's dick is coming out. I don't care how young you are. Kids is fucking at 12, 13. So him talking about, they weren't ready, kiss my ass, nigga. They were fucking, but it's just certain times where I think Tupac got so famous that she didn't want to be a part of it like that, but she still wanted a part of him. And I think that's how the open situation started. To where you got dudes that'll give a chick their last dollar, their paycheck, everything. So when you have more money, you'll spend more. So when you're on that level, you're willing to do more just to have some piece or some part of her.
But that's dangerous.
Oh,
See, you can't.
It's absolutely
Yeah.
dangerous.
You can't talk about we building us, and here come this motherfucker that can always pull you away.
But that's
You know
what
what I mean?
Again, I don't want to.
happen.
I'm sorry to keep comparing, but that's what Superhead talked about. She said no matter who she was with, if Wayne called, she went running.
Right.
But everybody knew that, but she told them. So again, I know these conversations happen. And it was just like, if you want to be with me, this is what you're going to have to put up with.
Yeah.
And again, the fact that he passed away, it was like, oh, I don't have to worry about that. Because it's like, it's different if you just go bust a bitch ass. Or she let a nigga just kill her walls. But when feelings is there, it's beyond. Like,
Yeah.
so for Pac to
feelings
be
can get you
again,
killed.
for Pac to be able to call and she just go
that
running,
shit again.
where as far as someone else who can hit, but would have to hit when it's convenient for the relationship, because people forget Will smashed Robbie. No, that was that chick who got super famous from The Wolf of Wall Street,
Ooh, which one?
the little white chick, the little sexy one.
Oh.
Yeah, everybody forget that little thing that went with him because they did like 3 movies back to back. I said, so everybody was like, "Oh, Will smashing her," and then they brushed it off. But now it's coming back out because it was like, okay, they've always had this open relationship. They've always had it. But it's just now what happened is Jada continues to pick people who shouldn't be allowed in the spectrum of the threesome. The three individuals that are involved in a relationship.
But it's not a threesome if it's when it's open. I mean, because look.
Well, I mean, the three individuals, just like with Wendy Williams. She didn't get mad with her husband till the bitch got pregnant. But he was smashing that bitch for years.
Because she crossed the line. But
Right.
But at that time, if you have that type of open style marriage, and a lot of stars that we all know and love have weird relationships like that.
Yes, they do.
The busier they are, they're not at home.
You away,
and if you are a star too in some way, you're gonna be out and about.
You brought up Wendy Williams?
No, Wendy Williams.
He said Wendy Williams. Yeah,
I don't know who wanna fuck her. Okay.
She does TV with, but her and her husband were together for multiple years. He had a side piece that she knew about, but the moment she got pregnant, like I said, was a line crosser. So I think in this situation, the fact that they brought this young man, and the thing that troubled me about this was the fact that he was around. He was around when they were at a good place, and they admitted it. According to them, wink, wink, quotations.
Yeah.
They were in a good place when you let this man into your sanctuary, into your family, and you knew he was dealing with mental issues, and y'all helped him get this mental issues. So when did you go from mental issues and taking him to doctor's appointments to pulling his fucking boxes down?
But that's why I say that's the taking advantage part. Because now I'm gonna tell you everything here. In any court of law, if you find the most baddest woman you've ever seen, your age or above, and she got mental issues and it's out there, you see her taking her medicine and whatnot and what forth, and you just, let's say you get together and y'all do some crazy stuff. You be running trains and you cool with it. Y'all be whatever you want to go. Yeah. If one of her family members comes up and says, "Hey, you taking advantage of her," they can have a charge brought up against you, whether they win or not, because you're taking advantage of someone who's maybe easily susceptible.
Right.
Whether it was her view to do that stuff or not. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, where do we go when I hear this? That's why I said, you looked at that interview. I looked at the interview. I was like, I got more questions. I was like, we want to need more than 15 minutes. Right. We want to keep this going. Yeah. Because at the same time, if he was already in a non-stable stable mentality when he came to the house, and you got him help, and then you magically entangle yourself with him, you get what I'm saying? And he's looking at you as maybe an Oedipus complex. Like, this is my mom, and I love her, and she's everything to me now. And you know what I'm saying? And now it's like, nah, boy, I was going to get you help, and I was going to get off at the same time, and you go.
Like, did you take your Adderall? And did you take your blue pill? You get the mixture. You get your mental right, and that shit stay rock. So I need to know.
Make sure they don't attack.
Yeah, you took your Viagra. I need to know everything is going.
But the side effects, though.
Yeah. But this is the side effects.
Yo, but it's crazy. Cause that's a big question. Now I got to look at her sideways.
I knew something was up when he and we talked about prior.
Yeah.
When things happen with people, now Will's worth about $300 million.
Fair enough.
Jada, she ain't nowhere near it, but she's worth a couple of dollars.
She ain't broke. Yeah.
Right. When things like this happen to certain people like that, what's the first thing they do? They sue for defamation of character.
Yeah.
When that didn't happen, I knew it was true.
Yeah.
I knew it was true. Now, whether he timed it with his new 27 albums. Like, when I say she fucked this nigga head up, 27 songs, nigga? I ain't never, this was like the triple album back in the Isleys when it was 400 songs or something like that. But the fact that you released a 27 song album, and then you decide to release this. And when they released it, he said, I sat down with Will, and Will gave me his permission. Again, no defamation of character.
Right.
No defamation character lawsuit. But I think what happened is Will trying to save face for the marriage. Now, don't be shocked if within a year or two he asked for a divorce and he used this as his way not to give her alimony. Don't be shocked. But the fact that he went on there and his whole facial expressions and his body, just you knew this motherfucker was lying. Like, I'm ready to put him up for an Oscar for the red table.
I think he would see when he said, "Yo, I was done with your ass." When you see that part,
Yeah.
The way he said it.
and the way he said it,
That was the most serious he was. That whole
yes,
And that's done because of the Augustina backlash, not
Now,
because.
And I could see him going to August Alsina and was like, "You want that bitch? Take her."
I'm
She
smashing,
yours.
I'm smashing Robbie, allegedly.
Whoever, it don't matter. Whoever, because we'll keep bagging him. Let's say,
Like, talk like you
Who are
from
these
Brooklyn
chicks?
again, bitch.
yeah. But you get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
At that point, he was like, "I'm done with her. She probably ain't nothing but a headache. I'm gonna be around to see the kids." You know
Thank
what I
you.
mean?
It
Thank
doesn't
you.
matter how good looking the bitch is. Eventually, you get tired.
If it, right.
You get
For
right.
every bad bitch is a man somewhere tired of her shit.
And that's what I believe happened when he was like, "Yeah, we sat down." He probably was like, "I'm done." Probably was nice. Like, you wanna? Merry Christmas, homie. Get your shit right. Have fun. Good luck. But when she fuck up on you, you know what I'm saying? Don't be trying to pass it back.
Right.
And I always thought those two stayed together because it was just a nice little black image. It was a black couple been
They
together
were
for so long.
they were the quintessential black couple that lasted for years.
You
and
got
years
it.
and
You
years.
got it. It looks nice. They got 2 kids. He got a nice outing with his other wife because she lived with them for a little bit too
She
with
did.
his other son. And
Because could
so
you
on and so
imagine
forth.
if this had happened back in the 90s?
Bro, this should have been so
Well,
messy.
it would have
would've
been swept
destroyed
under
his
the table.
career.
But social media these days, so many things were going on back in the days.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if they had social media back then.
Right.
You know,
But
the
this
fact
would have
that we-
destroyed his career
The fact
because
that we
we're so
yeah, it would've.
image driven.
It would have.
We're so image driven. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
why I
And I
brought it
think
up.
that's why he came forth to her defense to kind of save face and career as far as, yes, he did smash, because she denied to smashing for years.
You know why?
It don't look good.
Really quick, I know another thing. I said, I bet you he got photos somewhere. They probably laid up in the bed talking about this could be us, but you will.
You know how niggas do
I
when
guarantee.
chicks do it too. As soon as a nigga go to sleep, look at me and my boo.
I guarantee.
Oh
And she looked like she'll make a movie too. She a freak. We all know that.
Yep, it's gonna be like you keep saying no. Here's the, you know what I'm saying?
So you
keep
had to
saying
come
no.
out. You had to save face because, you know, again, he could have turned around and sued you for defamation of character because you kept calling him a liar. So you don't want that to happen. So now all of a sudden you want to come out and be honest about it.
Yeah.
But then Will has to sit on that table again and cover for his wife.
Now it's worse. Yeah,
That
was
makes
just
him
worse.
worse as an individual. So I think it's more, and you might be right, Jeff. I think that marriage is more financial driven than actual love. To sit there at that table and go through that shit that he had to go through.
Because that is absolutely 100% a behind doors conversation.
Yes.
Thank
that
you.
they brought to the table.
Yeah.
You know. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
like you can't. It put out more questions.
Yeah.
More questions.
Because
I
I'm telling
believe.
you, like,
I mean, she put it on him. He went batshit crazy. But again, I think Will's been doing it too. But fortunately, Will has picked the right people to do it with.
Right.
Ones that can keep their mouth shut. And I'm gonna get into it a second. So y'all want to start with the pros or cons of having an open relationship?
Let's go pros.
Pros.
okay.
Let's
All
start
right,
good.
Jeff.
I guess
hook us up.
that's easier to go through.
All right,
Yeah, exactly.
one, Jeff. Got.
Hold on. You won't suffer from FOMO. Another intriguing component of an open relationship is simply excitement, thrill, and sense of adventure that it can bring. For instance, if your partner can't fulfill all of your needs and or intimacy levels have dwindled, an open relationship allows you to pursue other options while continuing to have the deep bond that you've created with one another. Yeah.
Imagine giving your girl a high five after she been dick down.
There's what's that term called? Cuckold?
Cuck, yes.
Is where the husband sits there and watches his wife get dick down.
Won't be me.
And
I'm
thinks
sorry.
it is. And they're like, how's it feel, honey, and all that crazy shit.
Oh no, I couldn't do it.
Are you guys thirsty? I'm going to get some liquor there.
Yo, real talk. If y'all
some
ever
sweet
want to
tea.
see one of the funniest movies ever, watch a movie called Young People Fucking.
Oh, my God.
I think, yeah, I heard about that. Shit.
It's a bunch of different relationships getting started in different ways. Like there was a guy who wanted to see his girl get her back blown out, but he wanted to watch. So he sat there in a lawn chair eating cookie dough while his girl's getting plowed. It's funny as shit. Funny as shit. Number 2.
You don't have to be monogamous. Being in an open relationship is a terrific option for people who don't believe in monogamy, have failed at it in the past, or simply don't want to be monogamous, and yet still want to have meaningful and long-lasting connections with a significant other. By choosing an open relationship, they're able to combine best of both worlds.
All right, number 3. We'll go through the cons and we'll bring it home.
You're honest about your romantic pursuits. Another appealing characteristic of this kind of relationship is that it grants you and your partner the freedom to pursue other people in a way that's based on mutual respect, open communication, and total honesty. While you're still having strong feelings for your mate, you're able to have different needs met with different people, all while being completely truthful and being open with one another. Yeah,
different
that's the tough
needs.
part.
You know what that means, right?
Yeah.
14 inches. My husband's only a 7. That's the need I need.
Everything else is good about you, except that.
Except that. Gotta do something. Bring a toy or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to cons and we'll bring it home.
It isn't a quick fix for a failing relationship. Yeah, it damn sure ain't.
Facts. When we talked about this whole situation with them?
Man, it ain't.
All right.
Some people choose to have an open relationship in hopes that it will save a failing connection. However, this is the wrong approach, as opening up a weak relationship is likely to going to destroy it, in fact. If you want an open relationship to have any chance of succeeding, there has to be a strong and sturdy foundation in place. Otherwise, opening up your relationship will inevitably bring you one step closer towards breaking up.
Number 2.
You might feel physically or emotionally vulnerable. Yeah.
Preach.
Yeah, man.
Preach.
For those in an open relationship, there are times when you may feel that your physical and or emotional health and well-being are at risk. For instance, while you're certainly relying on your partner to make good choices and be physically safe, there's also a lingering chance that he or she may develop serious feelings for someone else, leaving you feeling emotionally unsupported and hurt.
Number 3.
You might become jealous. Yeah, they're tied together. While an open relationship is based on honesty, candor, and respect, it may be hard for you not to develop feelings of jealousy. In fact, it's not uncommon for those in an open relationship to feel a bit threatened or intimidated by different people their partner may pursue. And while jealous feelings can certainly develop in a monogamous commitment, they're likely to be more prevalent in an open relationship simply due to its very nature.
Yeah, like what if that's your wife and have like a dad bod?
Yeah.
And then she brings home John Cena or fucking.
Yeah, so the complete opposite of what you are.
You absolutely right.
Now, the dad bod part. The only question I have about that is, did she marry you when you were John Cena and you grew into a dad bod, or did you have the dad bod from the beginning?
Right.
Because if you had the dad bod from the beginning, then that bitch is full of shit. She didn't grow with you. You know what I'm saying? She
grew apart.
Right. She's been dealing with this dad bod for years, and now all of a sudden she want to go to the muscles.
Well, she might probably got married because of help, not because she loved you. She saw that you can pay the bills.
Also, friends. Friends could be a large part of the problems and issues in your relationship. The people that are around her.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You get to know a person who it is. I don't mean to cut you off. You get to know a person by the people that she hangs with sometimes. You know what I'm saying? If everybody is cheating and money grubbing and something like that, I'm like, you got a piece of that somewhere.
But you know, and I say this about a lot of females, unfortunately. I don't want to say it, but you have a lot of females who have a bunch of ain't shit friends, because they'll tell their friend who's going through, you know, what they're going through, like, oh girl, you shouldn't do this, oh girl, you shouldn't do that, but you haven't dealt with anything that she's dealing with.
Right.
So for you to tell her what she should do or what she shouldn't do, you have no experience.
Misery loves company.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then on top of that, you can't keep a man. So what are you doing? What are you doing trying to bring her down the same path that you're going? I
said, but I'm single and I'm fucking happy. I'm gonna bring your ass right there with me.
Exactly.
What you got, Ray?
It's best to go out with a girl that doesn't have any friends. It really is.
I don't know, because it's cool. Like, I see a lot of dudes are dating a lot more women that hang around dudes more.
Yeah, there's
than they
always
will
about female
females.
friends.
Because there's like females just too catty. You know what I mean?
slimy, yep.
All right, so we had the pros, we had the cons. Do you guys think that first see if you guys can do it?
Nope.
Or do you
No.
think an open relationship can actually work?
It depends.
Well,
Like if it's, I'm sorry.
Go
but
ahead. No,
if it's-
please.
If it's
You saw my brother's face, though.
if it's a man that's initiating, I mean he's a fucking freak. So you can do it. Men are too insecure for the women to say, let's do an open relationship. And like I said, she brings home with John Cena. You'll be in a corner crying your eyes out because you can't even beat the guy up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so it depends on the situation. If you're both adults, freaky adults anyway, you can handle it. But if not, it can break a relationship up. Because you do it because you're freaky and you want to see shit,
Right.
not to save your relationship.
So one is not for you, and you think it's not.
Oh, it's not for me, though.
Okay, all right, Jeff.
Yeah, it ain't for me either. We need to just break up. If you come to me with that option, I'm be like, all right, look, we got divorced. What we got?
What about if it's women only?
What women? What?
Threesome women.
No, you know what? Here's the deal. I would never have a threesome with my wife or somebody I'm seriously engaged in because
Thank
of all
you.
those negative
Thank you.
cons there. All right, she turns gay and she developed feelings for the girl, and
Real
I
talk.
get kicked out
It
of the
happens.
motherfucking bed.
It happens. It
You know, I
happens.
come home and they fucking like, hold up, motherfucker. Ain't nobody
what?
call me.
I didn't get a text.
Or vice versa. You know
You
what
got
I'm
a
saying?
lot of chicks with 3 kids talking about they're gay now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sick and tired
that
of
make
men.
no sense. That make no fucking sense.
You know what I mean?
They're sick of being hurt, so they turn to the dark side.
So it's a dark side. Right, but you get what I'm saying? So at some point in the game, that's why I say it's friendship shit. Or like, chick I just met, whatever. I know this ain't gonna be wifey. Yo, let's hang out, but let's have a good time. You you like her too? But if it's something serious, I'm not trying to consider an open relationship or whatever it is. And the thing that we don't even talk about in that open relationship, if she does, let's say she does develop feelings with her for another man, then the shit that I know that we share together, our secrets, now become his fucking secrets.
Facts.
Damn, you're right.
We all forget about that shit. You know what they say, the person you laying your head down with and you talking shit to? It's fucking Drake just had a couple songs about that. Like, no, Pusha has said that. That's how I found out all the shit about Drake. Because my man was fucking a girl he was fucking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
Pillow
Whatever
talking.
we shared as my wife or fiance, wife, whatever it is, now automatically can possibly go to that third person. And I don't know what they're going to do with that.
They
You know
gonna
what I'm
do
saying?
a lot with that.
You right.
If they on some petty shit.
Exactly.
All right. Feel you. So me, go ahead, Tone. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, nah. Open relationships. I don't think I could do it, but I think I can't.
Why it
do
look
it.
like we don't believe your face when you said it?
Nah, because see, the reason why is because I thought about it before.
See, I knew it was something.
No, I
there.
thought about it before, but I came to the conclusion that I just like I don't think I could do it because, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm the greatest, and in any way, shape, form, or fashion, in a relationship. So I'll be damned if another dude comes into the picture, and no matter what part of the relationship it is, I don't want him to come in and automatically be better at one part of that. That'll have her interested enough to want to go and deal
Preach.
with him. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
You absolutely
Like,
right.
And I don't care what anybody says. That terrifies the shit out of me.
Like, he
Please.
fucking
You know
so
what
good
I'm
against
saying?
sciatica.
Because again, I want to be her everything, just like I want her to be my everything. I don't want her to have to go to another man for nothing, just like I don't want to have to go to another woman for nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
let it just be the two of us. Now, as far as bringing somebody else in the bedroom, I know for a fact that if I were to ever suggest, or if she were to ever suggest bringing another woman into the bedroom, I know somewhere down the line she gonna be like, well, babe, I brought another woman to the bedroom,
Yeah.
so let's bring another guy in. I'm gonna be like,
She already has one in mind.
Yeah.
Somebody from
Like-
work. Always somebody from work.
and that's the thing, because she's gonna have it
Yeah.
set up. She's gonna be thinking about it this entire time. Women don't let shit go.
Nah.
They're gonna be thinking about this for years, and they're gonna wait for the perfect moment.
At 10
the
a.m.
perfect moment.
Yep.
Exactly. The perfect moment, opportunity to strike to ask that question. So, yeah, exactly. You know, fucking King Cobra that ass. But I just, in all seriousness, man, I really don't think I could do it because, again, I feel like I'm mentally stable to where I can handle almost any problems that a relationship might happen. Now, I know things are still going to happen that, okay, you know what, I just need a moment to process all that. I get it. But, when it comes to this right here, I just honestly don't feel like I could ever be put in a situation where me and my woman are on the verge of breaking up when I felt like this was going to be the one. Because of somebody else just trying to satisfy a sexual desire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That I just...
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. It's a great way to put it. I will say, me personally, it's not for me. When I was younger, I was nothing serious. Mm-hmm. But, and we always say, like, a lot of people go to college at their, like, 19, 20 to get their wild shit out of their system. And then by the time they graduate, they're actually, adults. And we don't have to worry about that wild streak coming out again because you experienced it. You had fun with it. It's over, and you're good to go.
Maybe that's a reason why all of us won't do it. Because, like, I remember when we were younger, or when I was younger, we were watching one of my boys fuck a girl, and the other was like, I can't take this anymore. He just opened the window, hopped in, and they double teamed her.
That's how you do it.
And no one would give a fuck.
Nope.
Yeah.
The other guy was saying, yeah, go ahead, stick it in. They did adult penetration and everything.
Yeah, know that. You're not laying your balls on me, nigga.
Nah. That's why I can't do a threesome with another dude.
Somebody said I felt like two shits.
I've done plenty of those, but you have to do opposite ends.
Yeah,
the only way you can do that properly is opposite ends.
But see, I can't even do a threesome because I don't ever want to see another dude naked ever again. I went to all boys military school.
I feel you.
I can't do it.
Oh, okay.
I can't do it.
Because back in the days, me and my cousin ran through a lot of situations. So it was a lot of nakedness going on.
A lot of trains.
A lot of them.
Man.
Again, not for me. At this day and age, again, when you're younger, you have your wild side about it.
Of course.
Now I'm about the right person, one person, right now. But I do think there are situations where it can work.
Yeah.
Especially when it's from a financial standpoint, which we have a lot in Hollywood right now.
Yeah.
And I think and I always go back to, unfortunately, us as minorities, we don't know how to do it right. Because you don't hear this shit happening with white people.
Or you rarely hear
about it. Yeah. I was like, it
so
happens,
when it comes to situations
their situations
like
are
this,
the best kept secret.
Yeah, the swingers club
it's
are
all
full
about
of white people.
It's all about rules.
Boundaries.
And boundaries. Okay, either that person has the right to pick whoever they want, or, like, you know how I'm a contract guy now, or you both have to agree on the person. Okay, we need to have a STD test, all these tests, we need to take blood work or whatever the situation may be. He or she has to be, or if it's a girl, she has to be on birth control or whatever. Like, there are certain rules and stipulations you have to set in order for this situation to work.
And
so,
unfortunately for a lot of the men, they don't want to follow those rules because they just want to get to the smashing.
Well, no, you do have a lot of people who women just allow their men to sleep whoever they want to sleep with. Or they're like, well, okay, it can't be somebody I know. Like, there are rules set up and implemented properly in order to prevent things like this from happening.
Yeah. I'm just going off of what you said about the minorities, because they don't want to follow the rules. They just want to get straight to the point without fuck all this talking shit. Let's just do it.
And this is why we deal with situations like this.
Exactly.
So, the number one thing we're forgetting about that should have happened in this entire situation with Will, with Jada, with August, and that's an NDA. A no disclosure. This is what these other individuals are doing. Like we said, Justin Bieber learned that shit quick. Chris Brown, you can't come in the house with a cell phone. So if you sign this NDA, I'm approving you to go balls deep in my girl. You know what I mean? She gonna goggle your nut, all that other stuff. But you can't tell anybody.
Yeah, but you know why this shit, and this what led to we have more questions, is how he came to pass. I think if she had went to Will and was like, yo, I just want some dick. You know what I mean? Or whatever it is. Like, I want to be happy. You out and about making 18 films a day, whatever the fuck it is. And I want to be happy and take long walks with somebody out here. So I'm going to go find Person X. And then now Person X comes up. Yo, hold up, homie. I'm going to need your phone. I'm going to need your wallet. I'm going to need your car keys. Sign here. And we're going to take care of you.
Right.
But I think it was how he was introduced. Because he came through the kids.
He did.
He came, you know what I'm
He
saying?
came through
That's
Jaden.
that's
He
like
came
you,
through Jaden.
that, you know, that's like a mom fucking one of her son's friends.
Yeah, bro. What's up?
And at
She is
that
a MILF,
point,
you
and
know?
at that point, she probably thought, well, I could finagle this whole situation. We don't need that. And then it was like, years later, motherfucker, you should have had too. But that's what I'm saying with her. I think it's different because she may not necessarily been looking for that, but she knew she wasn't happy. She wanted to find some type of peace. Unfortunately, she found it with him. You know what I'm saying? And she thought, oh, we could swing this and make it work,
Right.
regular. You know, and we'll be consenting adults. You go over there, and I'll go over here now.
Right.
But that shit didn't happen. But instead of it being, I'm going out looking for a guy, then I go bring, you know what I'm saying? Or you're bringing guys to the house to fuck.
Right.
Then everybody gets an NDA. Everybody gets
look
that.
at the Kardashians. Their friends have NDAs. Not people they fucking. They regular ass friends have NDAs.
Right, because they see a lot of shit.
Right.
And they
So
don't know
like
them, right.
from a superstar, Will's worth $200-300 million.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of shit that goes on that people shouldn't see, or maybe you're working on some projects, you don't want people to steal stories or whatever. Anybody that walks into your circle should be signing an NDA.
They know that now.
Yep.
They know it now.
But now it's too late, and I'm telling people right now, I give it a year before they get a divorce. And it might be sooner than that.
Something else got to happen now because this is old under the rug.
Well, it's not under. All right, so it's one of those. It was under the rug, but it was a lump, and now you're trying to get rid of that lump because he pretty much opened that wound again for these 27 songs and came out because he didn't mention Will gave his blessing before, and I think that's what took it over the hump.
I believe
To
he
say
did.
that, you know what I mean, the nigga high-fived you in to dick his wife down.
Yeah, but I think he did it like.
And then
under
when
some anger.
you about to play Call of Duty with Jaden, let me know. We could go. Like he bust your mom's ass and he go play the game with Jaden. Like, you know, what's for dinner?
Let's get a campaign set up. Hold on.
Oh man, this shit is crazy. I will say this again: your sexual preference is your preference.
Right.
You can do anything that you want, but for every cause, there's an effect.
Yep.
And we tell
Every
you
action is a
on this
reaction.
show many times: protect yourself, protect your brand, protect your future. Look at Dr. Dre. This man's about to lose $400 million, maybe. So at the
fucking marrying a damn
yeah,
lawyer.
at the end of the day,
No prenup.
she didn't make no beats. She didn't hit not one cymbal or,
still a
or
fucking
808. She didn't do none of that. But protect yourself.
But she's entitled though.
We came to an
Relationship
agreement.
contracts, people. I don't care if
that-
it's a regular relationship, a marriage, an engagement. Relationship contracts will save you
A lot of
from
money.
headaches, from financial burden. Because if Will wanted to get out, this is his opportunity.
Yep.
Because I don't think they had a prenup. And if she's asking for spousal support, he can say, this bitch cheated on me. So for him going on there and say, I didn't know, maybe he did it for his benefit, not for hers. So he could go in front of the judge and be like, yo, she cheated. And he's like, well, y'all wasn't together. That's not what this marriage license says.
If they break up now, it's gonna be amicably. And
Yeah.
he'll give us something. You know, you got to be fair. Like, yo, take this. Don't ever see my shit again. I'll see you at the kid's graduation. Whatever the fuck it is. You know?
Like maybe no alimony, but definitely.
Yeah, like take this and go because you sloppy.
Because what we were saying yesterday about Dre and his wife is, Kara talking about she gonna get half, and that's where me and Truth disagree because we felt that because she was a mother for this long and doing her motherly duties or whatever, okay, she's entitled to some money, but nah, motherfucker, you ain't finna get all half of it.
Yeah, I get that.
You know,
I get
so
that.
you get like maybe 100, 200 mil at most, and then maybe put a what'd you say, Truth? Put a get a percentage of his business.
Right, yeah.
So
she
that
could, instead
way-
of taking half, maybe he could give her like $100 million.
so the money can keep coming.
So
maybe
do like Jeff
3%.
Bezos.
Yeah,
I'ma give you
her like
this, it's all in this,
and instead of just taking half, because again, we're talking about she doesn't look like she's 50. I mean, she's still attractive. She still looks good. You know, liposuction and surgeries.
Did they say the reason why they divorcing?
Well, I mean, I think say it was like irreconcilable, the normal stuff. She didn't say
Irreconcilable
anything
differences.
right
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that. But again, she's never really been. She's always been very well educated. I think that's what attracted Dre to her, because she was different than all the hood chicks. She was educated.
She probably helped him with the deals.
She might have.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, she might have, because that's what Easy
it's possible.
She helped him figure out what Jerry was doing and all that stuff. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, she's still young enough to continue her life and meet someone. And she's not at the age or the looks where we were saying, like, you know, Kris Kardashian, that she would have to pay a 30-year-old to fuck her. So, you know, hey, she's in a good spot.
Right.
Hey, man. Shit tough.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
So, again, I think you guys have to think long and hard about bringing an outside party into your already established relationship. Because, again, it doesn't matter how old that person is new to the relationship.
Yep.
And then, you know, it's hard enough for guys or women to deal with one individual, let alone one and another. Some people can handle it. Like the comedian, the light-skinned dude, Dre, or whatever his name is.
D-Ray Davis.
D-Ray Davis. He can handle it. He got 2 girls, and they're happy as go lucky. Whatever it is, it works for them. He found individuals that it worked for. And this is different from a poly, you know, just people out there fucking and not catching feelings for each other.
Yeah.
These are people who are in relationships, are in committed situations, and allowing other people coming in from both sides.
Like the swinger lifestyle.
Right.
Something, another thing I couldn't do.
So, you know, at the end of the day, you wouldn't swing?
I don't know.
Nah, not with your wife, no. Some side bitch, let's go. High five, see you in 5 hours. All right, so. But, you know, just think long and hard about it. At the end of the day, and one of the greatest things about that, as far as the cons, you have a lot of people that do a lot of things just to save a marriage or a relationship that make it worse. Bringing someone else in, I don't think will save that.
Nah.
Because it's already broken. Now, if you brought somebody in and when things are already going high, then that's different. But trying to bring someone to fix what's broken, if you guys can't fix that between yourselves, no one can.
Right.
Yeah.
Last words before we get out of here?
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Make sure. I agree with you with the contracts. This is ridiculous.
You save yourself, people. Contracts.
Not for nothing. Not
male
that
or
I'm
female?
not that I'm a Prince Charming or whatever. But leave them 10s alone. Get yourself a nice 7.
You can get you a 10.
Fuck that.
Nah, because see, you have 10s who want men that don't look as good as them. Like, because you have pretty boys.
First.
You have pretty boys who these 10s that you're talking about, they don't want to date the pretty boys.
Yeah,
Well, that's
because
like
They don't want the trouble.
they know the trouble.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, just like I don't want to date the 10 because I don't want the trouble.
Right.
Well,
Because I had a
But they-
10 here and there. I noticed that I had less aggravation with the 7s and the 6.5s.
I think it's the individuals
but are you happy with the
themselves.
6 and 7 halves?
No.
On the long term, not the short term.
There you go. Thanks for stopping by, Tony. I appreciate it
It's
again.
all good, man.
Man came up, was it Friday or whatever, all the way from ATL to be a guest on Grown Talk with Goddess.
Absolutely.
Stuck around, hung out with us today. Thank you very much.
No problem.
And I also want to give a very, very, very super big happy birthday shout out to BR.
Yes, happy birthday,
Happy
man.
birthday.
Goddess said she's a 10. Her man has to be at least a 9.
Jesus
All right.
Christ.
You don't want me to comment on
below
that.
her.
Yeah, we ain't gonna speak on that.
You know,
We ain't gonna speak on
You
that.
come with 10 kids, but
We ain't gonna speak on that.
yeah, we ain't gonna speak on that.
We ain't gonna go.
But I want to give a shout out, happy born day to BR. Have a great day. Good things. A hardworking guy, man, puts a lot of time and work in to take care of his family. A lot of people out there that don't do that. But again, I will say, people, you want to protect yourself contracts. You won't get hurt. You may feel some type of way. Again, when you care about someone and a relationship breaks up, you're gonna be hurt. But you don't want to be hurt paying for her to have her shit digged down by another dude. I mean,
right.
you saw what 50 Cent did. 50 Cent burned that house down. He's like, fuck that shit, bitch. You know, allegedly. You say it right, allegedly.
Right.
So, you know, you don't want to get to that point to where you got to support her. And then she got other niggas in your house and she'll never get married because the moment she
Driving
gets
your
married,
fucking car. I've
right?
seen that before.
And the moment she gets married, that alimony and shit will stop.
Yep.
So
And they won't get married. They're petty as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. So protect yourself, especially if you have dreams and you believe in yourself and the things you will become. Protect yourself from the start. And that's not saying that you have to cut her all the way out, but you could just keep it to a certain limit. Hey, listen, if you're going to help, then you're going to get this percentage. But if you're not helping in this project already, and I already have set partners, you ain't getting none of this. You're not getting none of this. You'll get a portion of what we created together in this relationship, but everything else outside of it is all mine.
Sure.
All right, y'all. We see y'all next week. Peace.